Hi guys, in Flutter functions we use arguments. So let's explore about that. So we are going to learn there's a thing called positional arguments and named arguments. I'm going to create a new function called at. Now this function is going to print addition of two numbers. We need two numbers for that. Here in the print statement we can do the printing. Now in this function signature we need those numbers num1 and num2. So these are parameters actually. These things named as parameters. Now we can access those parameters here in the print statement, or you can do whatever you want. I'm going to do the addition num1 and num2. Okay, now this type of parameters are called as positional parameters. That means here when we are calling to that function we need to provide values one by one, like positional values. Firstly, for the first parameter we give the argument as let's say 50, and for the second parameter we give the argument as 150. Here as you can see, I define these as arguments. So argument means actual values that we provide for function that having these parameters. So here we provide argument as a sequence. Firstly, first value for the first parameter and the next value for the second parameter and so forth. Now we got these two arguments 50 and 150. Okay, now as I told you, there's another thing called name arguments. Let me go ahead and show you. I'm going to create a new function called multiply. Okay, now this is going to accept named parameters. Here in the braces we have to provide those parameter names. Instead, just like this, we are putting those parameters in braces. We can say num1 and num2. Now after parentheses we can put braces and do the function thing. Here we can do print num1 multiply by num2. Okay, now finally semicolon. Here when we are calling the multiply we cannot provide values like this. Okay, that's going to be a problem because this is a function that taking named arguments. What I mean by that is, if you want to provide values to this function, those are actually arguments, you need to provide the name of that parameter first, then the argument. So the argument, let's say it's 100, num1 will be 100, and the next one num2 is going to be let's say 2. We are going to multiply 100 by 2, then this is okay. Now this is the difference. First one is positional arguments and the second one is having what we call as named arguments. Okay, alright, that is it for this video. That's covered entire definition of named arguments and the positional arguments. If this video helps, please subscribe. Thank you.